The Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back to our channel. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, and we have a ton of crazy Genoa City drama to unpack today. Grab your coffee and let's just dive right into the madness because things are getting absolutely wild. So let's talk about Victoria Newman and Kyle Abbott. Yes, you heard me right. Victoria Newman and Kyle Abbott. I am still trying to wrap my head around this because the spoilers for The Young and the Restless are pointing straight at a massive, completely unexpected romance between these two. And honestly, I don't know whether to scream at my screen or grab some popcorn and just watch the chaos unfold. It is so messy. Just completely unhinged. Total madness. But at the same time, I can kind of see what the writers are doing here. And we need to talk about every single layer of this because it is deep. Let's just look at Victoria for a second. She has been so lonely lately. Like, deeply, profoundly lonely. We all know she is totally over the idea of reuniting with Nate Hastings. That ship has sailed, hit an iceberg, and sunk to the absolute bottom of the ocean. The writers have clearly been testing her chemistry with a few different guys around town, trying to see who she sparks with, but I don't think anyone in a million years saw Kyle Abbott coming. I mean, Kyle is her daughter's ex-boyfriend. What are they even thinking? But then again, this show loves a messy, tangled family web, and they are definitely weaving a huge one right now. And Victoria is really in a vulnerable place right now. A few episodes ago, we saw her dealing with the anniversary of Cole Howard's death. That is incredibly heavy stuff. She was mourning Cole, spending time with Claire, trying to just get through a really emotional day by celebrating his life. And where was Victor? Oh, he was having a meeting at the main house? Because of course he was. Victor always puts his business and his plotting first. Nikki and Nick were there to support Victoria and Claire, but Victor's absence just highlights how isolated Victoria feels from her father right now. She is starting to see the cracks in his family-first facade, especially with what Victor is doing to Nikki right now. We know Victor has been ruthlessly exploiting Nikki's severe headaches and her fear of going blind. He literally tricked her into signing away her Newman Enterprises shares into a trust he controls while she was drugged up on medication. Victoria is a smart businesswoman. She is starting to suspect that her father is basically looting her mother's estate before Nikki even takes her last breath. So Victoria is feeling this massive disconnect from Victor. She is feeling betrayed by the man who is supposed to support her in everything she does. But wait, let's talk about Kyle. Kyle is an absolute wreck right now, and for very good reason. The guy almost lost both of his parents in the span of a few days. It has been a total nightmare for the Abbott family. Jack was stabbed by Patty Williams. Diane was kidnapped and terrorized by that creepy doctor, Lawrence Markham. And it is all just a massive trauma dump on Kyle. He is carrying so much anger, and he is aiming it all directly at Victor Newman. Because, let's be real here, Victor is the one who brought Patty back to town. Victor is the reason this reign of terror happened. Victor's obsession with destroying his enemies always ends up hurting innocent people, and Kyle is sick of it. So Kyle is furious. He's been lashing out at everyone. He even made that crazy, dangerous deal with Patty Williams in jail to get revenge on Victor. Which, by the way, Claire explicitly warned him not to do. She was furious with him and told him to stay away from her grandfather. But Kyle is just a guy who desperately needs a shoulder to lean on right now. He is drowning in family drama. His mother, Diane, is at home playing nurse to Jack, but she is completely paralyzed with paranoia, terrified that Dr. Markham is going to come back and finish the job. Diane is so desperate she even wanted to contact the psychopath Martin Laurent for clues, which forced Tracy Abbott to step in and take that massive risk herself. The whole Abbott family is on edge. Kyle is exhausted. He just needs someone to talk to who understands the crushing weight of a legacy family. And that brings us to the shift. The crazy, unexpected shift between Kyle and Victoria. Normally, these two would just argue. It's what they do. Kyle would complain about how much he hates Victor, and Victoria would go into full defense mode, protecting her dad and the Newman name, telling Kyle he doesn't know what he's talking about. That is their usual dynamic. But the spoilers for this week show something completely different happening. They aren't arguing. They are sharing secrets. Yes, secrets. They are dropping their guards. Kyle is actually opening up to Victoria about what Patty Williams did, and he is telling her exactly what Victor's role in all of this was. He is pouring his heart out about how scared he was to lose Jack and Diane. And instead of Victoria biting his head off and defending Victor, she is actually listening to him. She is feeling sympathy for him. I think hearing about the sheer trauma that Jack and Diane went through is cracking Victoria's icy exterior. She knows her father is ruthless. She is seeing it firsthand with how he is treating Nikki right now. So, seeing the pain Victor caused, Kyle is really doing something to her emotionally. She wants to comfort him. And guys, the sparks are flying. The spoilers are literally saying that romantic sparks are flying between them. I am sitting here looking at my screen like, wait, really? But also, kind of, yes? It makes sense in a weird way. They are both so damaged right now. They both have these massive, overbearing fathers who control their lives and ruin everything they touch. Maybe they actually understand each other better than anyone else could. It's weird, but it also makes a twisted kind of sense in the Genoa City universe. They are finding this bizarre comfort in their shared misery. But let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here. The Claire factor. Oh my God, Claire. Kyle was just with Claire. Victor already absolutely hated the fact that his precious granddaughter was anywhere near Kyle Abbott. Victor hates the Abbotts. It's in his DNA to hate them. He despises Jack, he tolerates Kyle at best, and he wanted Kyle far, far away from Claire. So imagine, just imagine, what is going to happen when Victor finds out that Kyle has moved on from his granddaughter to his daughter. Victor might actually have a heart attack. I'm not even joking. The man's blood pressure is going to go through the roof. He supports Victoria in almost everything she does, but this is crossing a massive, unforgivable line. Victoria already has a history of dating Abbott men. Remember Billy Abbott? Victor hated Billy with a burning passion. He tried to ruin Billy's life multiple times, just to get him away from Victoria. The toxic cycle with Billy was endless. But Kyle? Kyle is Jack's golden boy. Kyle is the heir to Jabot. Victor is going to lose his absolute mind when he realizes an Abbott has his claws in Victoria again. So how is this going to happen? The spoilers hint that they are going to keep bumping into each other. You know how it is in GC? Everyone always runs into each other at the athletic club. It is literally the only place anyone goes. They will probably be at the bar, having a drink, looking all depressed. Kyle will be venting about his family trauma, Victoria will be feeling lonely and neglected by her dad, and the tension is just going to build. It's going to be one of those classic soap moments where they just look at each other and the vibe totally changes. The air gets thick. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It really wouldn't be hard for them to just get a room upstairs. They are already at the club. The attraction is going to overpower their logic. Because logically, this is the worst idea in the world. Logically, this is going to destroy Victoria's relationship with Claire. Logically, this is going to start World War III between Victor and Jack. But when has logic ever stopped anyone on this show? Never. That's when. People on this show run on pure emotion and bad decisions. They are going to give in to the passion. They won't be able to resist it. And, of course, they are going to try to keep it a secret. They always do. They will probably agree that it was a one-time mistake, a moment of weakness, and swear never to tell anyone. They will say it can never happen again. But we know how secrets work in Genoa City. They don't stay secret. Someone is going to see them. Maybe Audra, maybe Adam, maybe even Claire herself. Imagine Claire walking into a hotel room and finding her mom in bed with her ex-boyfriend. That is peak daytime drama right there. The fallout would be astronomical. Honestly, part of me hates this pairing because of the Claire connection. It feels a little gross, right? Like mom dating the daughter's ex. It breaks girl code on a maternal level. But another part of me is totally here for the chaos. I am so tired of the same old corporate storylines where they just argue about who owns Newman Media or Chancellor Winters. I want messy, scandalous, ruin-your-life romance. And Victoria and Kyle would definitely deliver that. They are both so corporate and polished on the outside, but inside they are just screaming for some kind of emotional release. They are both suffocating under their family names. And what about Jack? How is Jack going to feel about his son sleeping with Victor Newman's daughter? Jack is already trying to recover from being stabbed. Diane is losing her mind over Doctor Markham, and now Kyle is going to bring this massive Newman drama right to their doorstep. Jack is going to be furious. He will think Victoria is just using Kyle to get back at Victor, or that Victor is somehow using Victoria to get to Jabot. The paranoia is going to be off the charts. Jack and Victor are going to go to war over this, and it is going to be ugly. The writers are really setting up a massive collision course here. You have Victor's hatred of the Abbotts, Kyle's anger over Patty Williams, Victoria's loneliness, and Claire's broken heart all swirling around in this one storyline. It feels different from the usual Newman-Abbott clashes because it's so deeply personal. It's not about a company takeover or a stock price. It's about family and betrayal and crossing lines that should never be crossed. It is about two lonely people finding comfort in the absolute worst possible place. I just keep thinking about that scene where they share secrets. That is the turning point. When Kyle stops seeing Victoria as Victor's daughter and starts seeing her as a woman who is just as trapped by her family legacy as he is, and Victoria stops seeing Kyle as the Abbott boy and sees a man who is hurting and desperate to protect his parents. It's actually kind of beautiful in a really messed up, soapy way. Okay, maybe I'm being too dramatic, but you get what I mean. There is real emotional depth there if the writers actually explore it. They are going to sleep together? It is definitely happening. The spoilers are laying the groundwork too heavily for it to just be a fake out. They are going to cross that line, and once they do, there is no going back. The fallout is going to be epic. Victor will probably try to disown her, Jack will try to forbid Kyle from seeing her, and Claire, poor Claire, is just going to be caught in the middle of this absolute nightmare. I honestly feel so bad for Claire in all of this. So buckle up, you guys. The next few weeks are going to be a wild ride. We are going to see some serious chemistry testing, some secret hotel room hookups, and eventually, the mother of all explosions when Victor Newman finds out the truth. Will he have a heart attack? Probably. Will he try to destroy Kyle? Definitely. But honestly, I can't wait to watch it all unfold. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because I know this is going to be a controversial one. Do you ship Kyle and Victoria, or is it just too weird?